Well, a very good evening to you folks here on Speed Gaming 4. You are joining us for another race in the Metroid Prime Randomizer 2021 tournament. We got a good one for you tonight. Today we've got Gollop and MightyCaesar37, but this race is going to be a little special, folks. Not only are all the nothing items replaced with grapple beams this seed, but we have got one-way elevators to anywhere, which means that the elevators can take them to any room in the game outside of Impact Crater. Because I'm pretty sure they didn't touch those. Yeah, Impact Crater Artifact Temple excluded. Other than that, they are still starting in landing site with no additional equipment, so we're still going to be seeing the old SJF, probably early hints if missiles are first on the table. And let me get the challenge bracket up here and see where our runners stand at the moment. Let's see. Op is currently... Op is our tracker tonight. Shoutouts to Op82, our amazing tracker. Runners, where are you? Gollop is 2-2, MightyCaesar is 2-2, so they are both 2-2. And I believe we are just waiting on a hot second for one runner, and then we are good to go. Now, I'm expecting a little bit of shenanigans with the elevators, because I am not as familiar with Prime 1 non-item room names as I am with Echoes, so seeing these is going to be interesting. I'm going to be relying on you veterans here in chat and Op as well, because believe me, he knows a much more things or two about Prime than I do. So I'm going to be relying on you folks to educate me on access ways that I might not be thinking about. Just say ruined a lot. That's fair. Alright, we have been given the green light in the race time room. It will catch up on the restream in just 30 seconds, and then we will be off. Now, we're still not done here on the 5th round of Swiss, folks. We've still got a pair of matches on tap for you tomorrow. We've got Metroid MST versus Trirex67 at 3. That'll be on SpeedGaming 4 Eastern Time. 3 p.m. Eastern Time on SpeedGaming 4. And then an hour later, Alexis Nightfire versus Koshi on SpeedGaming 3. So, yep, 2 more matches on tap for this 5th round of Swiss. And then we go into round 6. So, with it being 2-2 right now for both of these runners, they are definitely going to be giving it all they've got. They do not want to miss out on a spot in the brackets at this point. And we are off. Now, you might be seeing some blue rings occasionally on MightyCaesar's screen. Do not be alarmed by those. MightyCaesar is just using a sort of eye tracker to so that you folks at home can see where he's looking. Oh, both runners needing an extra second or two, but nailing the SJF otherwise. To get some missiles. And it is Launcher, which, honestly, given that we're going random one-way elevators to anywhere, I think the game being late to give you missiles would be kind of a problem. Now, looks like under the ship was another missile expansion, so we're going to see our artifact hints immediately. Now, we're not going to be able to see Frigate Crash Site yet without a Morph Ball, so if Morph Ball is here, we'll see if which way runners decide to go. And was that main power bombs down there again? Oh, nope, it was Morph Ball. I thought it was main Power Bombs for a second. It was a ball upgrade, to be fair. Alright, both runners have collected their artifact hints. We'll see if they choose to check it now. MightyCaesar is checking now, so let's have a look. We have Furnace, Security Cave, Research Lab Aether, Main Plaza, Sun Chamber, and Frost Cave. So we've got at least a hard required Flagra and a little bit of Farfandrana in the mix. So, kind of a well-balanced artifact layout, I would say. A little bit of front and back. Alright, Gollop getting the extra missiles onto the ship. Extra ammo definitely does not hurt, but they are interested instead in going to the elevators. So we'll see if they choose to go to Canyon or go down Transport Tunnel B. And it looks like MightyCaesar is going to be our first runner to dive Frigate Crash Site. Now, this is not in logic with this equipment, but at the same time, you definitely don't want to leave this behind. Since given the one-way elevator nature, until you warp to start, it could be a while before you come back here. Ruined Fountain is the location of the Talon Canyon elevator, so that's basically the same thing as Main Plaza. In fact, I should probably write these down. And chat is saying Frigate Crash Site was a third missile expansion. Thank you, chat. Alright, so we're looking pretty good on missiles. By this point, I think the next thing our runners wouldn't mind seeing are supers. Ooh, but bombs in Transport Tunnel B, that's definitely something you want to see before Chozo as well. The Transport Tunnel B elevator takes us to Research Entrance, so I want to guess that's the right in front of Research Core. Oh, chat's saying it's by Thardis. Well, we'll double check that for sure when we see a runner go down it. Alright, so it looks like Gollop, our first runner to go into Chozo. So Ruin Found, not a bad spot to start here. It's, for lack of a better term, it's basically the same exit point as Main Plaza would be. The only difference is we can't go back that way. We also might want to get out of the fountain. Jeez, nice spawn point. What are the artifacts for the seed? They're not too bad. Oh, chat's confirming that research entrance is between Thardis and Fendrana's Edge. Okay. Alright, so it looks like Gollop's first play is to head in the direction of Zoid. With bombs, this is perfectly in play. Or, sorry, not just Zoid, Gathering Hall. And we do have a required flogger, which we can already go ahead and just flat out do. But unfortunately, it could also be ghosts. Alright, MightyCaesar now in Rune Found, but is instead electing to head back in the direction, I believe this is back in the direction of Main Plaza. And let's see, we've got missiles on the grapple ledge. The artifact is in the half pipe and no indication of vault ledge. Getting a shrine check from Mighty Caesar, and it is... I cannot tell what that is from back here. Space jump. Alright, Mighty Caesar with the early movement advantage as Gollop makes their way to Zoid. And Upper Rune Shrine, we'll see in just a second here. Is even more missiles. So a decent number of missiles to start off here. I think we're already on 30 missiles between everything we've seen. And it looks like Mighty Caesar is scan-dashing to tried to scan-dash to grapple edge for the missiles, but didn't quite get it. I did not see what Gollop picked up in back of Zoid. Chaz saying it is one of the, let's see, 8 grapple beams that are in this seed. Because we've got the original grapple plus the 7 nothings, which grapple replaces today. Still, though, grapple beam is pretty nice. It's another key for Root Cave. We just need X-Ray Visor to put Root Cave into logic. Which, knowing our luck, it's probably chilling in near Hive Mecha or something. I think that was another missile in Vault. Yeah, somewhat unfortunate side effect of random elevators is, ooh, nice ice spreader on Zoid. Certainly not going to say no to that. But yeah, sort of a weird, minor side effect of, actually, hold on. Transport access north. That's literally right in front of Hive Mecha. So, actually, that wouldn't be a bad elevator for Mighty Caesar to take right now, given that they've already checked Vault. But yeah, going back to what I was saying earlier before I got interrupted by the elevator revelation. Ooh, nice beam in Ruined Nursery. But anywho, the reason why, the thing about random elevators is that you are going to hear the elevator room music until a music trigger is hit to change something, so we may be hearing the elevator beeps for quite some time in some cases. But yeah, Ice Beam is pretty good. Oh, but Gollop finds Wave Beam in Lower Furnace, which means the artifact is up top. So we probably want to get Spider Ball before coming back to Furnace. We get another energy tank in the gallery with a grapple beam under the rubble. And it looks like Mighty Caesar's going to go now straight for Hive Mecha, which has missiles. And in the back... Is this even randomized? Alright, so Gollop taking a safety save in Gathering Hall. And is now heading in the direction of Watery Hall. Oh, wow. Hey, do you want to go to Security Cave? There's the elevator that takes you right to it. That's a free artifact, basically. Actually, with Ice and Wave known, I almost want to say you can start doing labs. Alright, oh, Gollop just found another grapple beam somewhere in, Lower Dynamo. And you're seeing MightyCaesar pulling up the map and breaking it back out to load rooms faster, because for some reason Rune Fountain works like that. Unfortunately, Gollop taking a bit of a heavy-duty acid bath in there is a little low on health, and there was still a blast cap lying about somewhere. Nothing much else going on in Watery Hall, just a ton of missiles. Alright, so yeah, MightyCaesar not really gaining anything by coming here at the moment. So I'm trying to think what's our next play. We can do Flagra. What else can we do? We can do Tower Chamber. Unfortunately, we don't have, like, a sort of subscript. Oh yeah, we never actually saw what was in Rune Found. There's more missiles. I would wager... we'll probably see a Flagra check in a bit. To answer your question, chat, all the nothing items are replaced with grapple beams in these settings today, so we have 8 grapple beams in the, 8 grapple beams in the pool total. Alright. Now, Gollop is going to see that the main plaza elevator just takes them back to Hive Mecha. Which is not a bad thing, because this is going to net them their Ice Beam. And yep. It saves the walk. Oh yeah, a nothing item in the randomizer is a glitchy suit texture, although I do believe a new model for nothings is being worked on at this time, or is already in the works in a developer build. Gotta double check with Toaster Party and Dark Zero. Both runners start with Charge Beam, and they only need, and yes, 6 artifacts. I forgot that the other 6 are already in their inventory as a result. But yeah, MightyCaesar is going to be getting Ice Spreader and another grapple from Zoid. So, let's think this through for a minute. We have Flagra. We don't have Magma Pool. We have Tower Chamber. And with Ice, Wave, and Space Jump, I have a feeling we are going to be on a journey to Phendrana pretty soon. Because once we get to Security Cave, what we can end up doing is we can bust out from there, and we can go to Labs. Thardus is out of play until Thermal Visor shows up. And yep, Gollop is seeing their space jump. Scan dashes right past the trigger. Various Suit might not be vanilla, because there are, once we go to Security Cave in Phendrana, there's a few checks we can do, including pretty much the entirety of labs, minus Research Lab Hydra. We could also have a vanilla Various Suit. But Gollop getting their first artifact now. So that means there is an item still in the main plaza tree. Ice Beam is in Ruined Nursery. Gollop is looking at it right now. As they have not done Hive Mecha yet, they went down the Transport Access North elevator and then... what did they do? Went straight to Zoid, I think. Oh no, they did Zoid then Transport Access North. But yeah, both runners are now pretty much just kind of following in each other's footsteps, grabbing items, although MightyCaesar is going to take a quick peek at the upper furnace item. This is not in play until Spider Ball shows up, but still nice to look at right now. And we can proceed on to Farchozo. Oh right, that's the artifact. We knew that already. Oh, MightyCaesar's going for it anyway. Upper Furnace is in Logic and Tournament without Spider? Oh my. Ah, standable terrain. There you go. Oh, getting up the small furnace spider track, yeah. The early side spider track. Yeah, the upper furnace spider track, that does need Spider Ball in this difficulty. Alright, we're getting a crossway peak right here. This I do not think is in Logic with just standable terrain. I think you're expected to have boost for this. And it's looks like a suit. I can't tell if it was Varia or Gravity. It is Gravity. Gravity, Ice, and Wave already in tow. That's not looking good for Frigate. But Gollop, on the other hand, is electing to go straight to Security Cave with Ice and Wave in tow. So we got some nice divergence going on here. We'll see how this plays out. And it looks like their first stop is going to actually be the Frost Cave artifact. Alright, MightyCaesar is gonna go ahead and give us a check for Hall of the Elders. Grapple Beam does actually help traversing Farfandrana, as it turns out. And down in the chamber, we've got missiles. Actually, with Gravity, this artifact is a pretty easy check. Unfortunately, Gollop does not have Gravity. So getting out is going to be a lot harder than getting in. I believe you have to do a slope jump against the terrain here. And their last save was, I want to say, after Zoid, so... let's see how they play this out. Gollop could be here a minute. But in the meantime, Mighty Caesar going for Farchozo, checking out Antechamber, and I think that's the only check in logic right now. Overgrown Cavern is also fine. But, yeah, Great Tree Chamber is not in logic without X-Ray, and the entire Life Grove area is out of play until we find A, Power Bombs, and B, Boost Ball. Yeah, the lack of gravity suit definitely starting to bite Gollop here. We may not strictly need boost, but if you do want to do Life Grow without boost, it requires an obnoxious series of bomb jumps. I also just realized the elevators do not necessarily lead to Overgrown Cavern and Great Tree Chamber now, do they? One-way elevators, folks. Alright, Mighty Caesar is going to check the safe side, which leads to Cargo Freight Lift to Deck Gamma. Frigate's looking mighty suspicious. And he's going for it. But it was only a missile. And it looks like Mighty Caesar's just going to go through Frigate. Yes, Gollop would lose Rune Nursery if they chose to reset at this time. Oh, Mighty Caesar is turning around and warping to start, I think. Gonna save, obviously, but yeah, Frigate is still not in logic without Thermal, so going through Frigate might be an okay idea, but it looks like Mighty Caesar's not interested. Oh, and Gollop fell all the way down, so, yeah, trying to get back up to the pike after falling down like this requires requires another underwater slope jump. Alright, Mighty Caesar is looking to head to, looks like this might be a root cave check real quick. Might do the the Arbor Chamber out of bounds for that check. Alright, so Gollop's back on the iceberg. And is out. The Farfendrana checks now continue. Alright, and indeed we are going to see the root cave check. Gollop probably not going to be too happy to discover that gravity suit was in Crossway. Especially if the mid-Fendrana elevator takes them there. Mighty Caesar now going to show us the Arbor Chamber out of bounds. Usually pretty simple with bombs, but without bombs can be pretty dangerous. Easy risk of a soft lock. Alright, we'll see what's in here. This is going to be a lot of things right now. I've seen it be Phazon suit, I've seen it be energy, but this one time it's a missile. Alright, what is down there in lower gravity chamber? I cannot see that. Another grapple beam. Thank you. Thank you. Better scan icons. Alright, well, that should be just about it for Gollop's Farfendrana dive. I believe their next stop would be Labs. And I blinked and I missed what elevator Mighty Caesar was going up just now. This is Transport Tunnel B, which leads to... Fountain, that's right. Oh, I take that back. It was Talon Canyon that led to Rune Fountain. Yeah, the elevators are one way to any room. So right now we've got Canyon leads to, for example, Canyon leads to Rune Fountain. Transport Tunnel B leads to Research Entrance, which I'm not 100% sure where that is, unfortunately. In Phendrana somewhere. That's all I know. Mighty Caesar did check Vault, yes. And we have got a Flogra play from Mighty Caesar. Just grabbing a quick health refill before the fight. Alright, Transport Access itself has only a power bomb, which unfortunately isn't going to do us a tremendous amount of good at the moment. At least not without plasma. Alright, so that led to, this elevator leads to Energy Core, which I think is the room right outside Zoid? Yeah, it's the room right outside Zoid. Energy tanking quarantine monitor. And Gollop not interested in fighting Thardus. Ooh, very nice traversal of that bomb slot there by Mighty Caesar. You could get away without Various Suit this seed. It's entirely depends on how the elevators treat you, and I don't think we have any artifacts in Magmore. Oops, Flogra being a little rude here to Mighty Caesar. So, a couple of missiles for a stun, and that's gonna do it. Alright, we are getting confirmation that Research Entrance is in fact the front of Labs. So that could have been a usable elevator as well. I did not see what was in the back of Sun Chamber, but we will see in about 10 seconds anyway. We got a few items coming up here on Gollop's end, and the artifact was on Flogra itself. Oh, and we got Various Suit in Research Lab A. They're chilling with the artifact. So right now it looks like Gravity Suit notwithstanding, Gollop has predicted the seed path pretty well here. And with the elevator to Research to Energy Core out of where Thardus is lying at, that would be a logical way back to Chozo for now, because the nice thing about the elevators is it does assume it should generally try and give you a path to get back to areas you might need to double dip. We're going to have Mighty Caesar attempt Early Wild. Yeah, this could be a very difficult trick to do because you've got the critters down there pestering you. You've got somewhat inconsistent morph ball jumping physics. And slightly higher than you would like vertical shaft, but he gets it. Unfortunately, Gollop in the meantime having a tad bit of trouble collecting this artifact in Aether. With the elevators we have, Magma Pool is in logic with various suit and grapple beam. Unfortunately, they do not currently have a power bomb, which, unfortunately, the only power bomb we know of at this time is Plasma Beam locked. That would be Gollop's 4th artifact, with the last 2 being in Sun Chamber and Upper Furnace, I believe. Alright, so yeah, MightyCaesar's fighting Ghosts. Unfortunately, with pretty much the bare minimum equipment, no X-Ray, no supers, at the very least has Charge Beam. Unfortunately, we're not going to get to, see Research Lab Hydra at the moment due to a lack of super missiles. Another problem is that Edward hasn't broken the glass yet. So I think Gollop has to go back out the way they came in. So I think it is in fact back to Chozo, unless Gollop's looking for Edward to do something very specific here. I take it then, based on the reactions from chat, that Edward can... Did Edward just break the glass? Also, I missed what was in... oh, Boost Ball on Ghosts. Wow. Okay, so that's locked by Spider and Supers. Alright, so given that Edward has finally done his job, Gollop will now proceed to Control Tower. Also, nice collision on this door. Yeah, Samus doesn't have Screw Attack in this game, so she's not really good at breaking glass. And inside the control tower, we have another missile. Alright, now Gollop's going to be a little careful here to try and avoid the fight trigger for Control Tower. Ooh, got a little bit of momentum on the way down and triggered the fight. Ice Beam thankfully makes this fight somewhat trivial, but Plasma would be a lot better in this scenario. Alright, MightyCaesar, in the meantime, is going to go ahead and check Tower Chamber. So this is also new information. MightyCaesar choosing to stay in Chozo hasn't resulted in any... has resulted in Boost Ball, which is a significant movement advantage, but nothing else particularly explosive in terms of seed clearing potential. I take that back. Literally the best explosive in the game in Tower Chamber, so now we can start using Power Bomb related shenanigans. Let's see, what does that give us currently? MightyCaesar is climbing Tower of Light though, even though currently in the randomizer, in the Randovania, we cannot have progression in Tower of Light, since it does not account for missile expansions, and therefore the extra 30-so missiles necessary to actually check this. So, Tower of Missiles it is today. Ridley is not turned off. The elevators for Artifact Temple and Impact Crater were not randomized. They can be in this version of the Randovania, but the runners chose not to touch that. Alright, in the meantime, Gollop making their way out of labs. So I believe their next check is Ruined Courtyard. Alright, so yeah, MightyCaesar still holding off on this Phendrana play, which we do know probably has to be done, because if I had to hazard a guess, one of the two Phendrana elevators, the Phendrana Shorelines elevator has a fairly significant chance of sending us to Magmore. Can Vanilla Wave have something in logic? Yes. We can get to Chapel of the Elders right now. We can check Phendrana Canyon. We're going to see Ruined Courtyard in a second. That's about it, though. We need Plasma Beam for the Ice Ruins East checks, and or the Ice Ruins East and West checks, and Spider Ball for the Upper Ice Ruins East checks, plus Spider Ball and Supers for the Lighthouse. So there's not a tremendously large amount we can do in the early sections of Phendrana, but MightyCaesar is going to attempt the Scan Dash to check Magma Pool early, but falls in. Now, you can get out with some simple space jumping, courtesy of Gravity Suit, but he's losing way too much HP right now. And didn't get the health drop out in time. I cannot see... Oh, is that Supers or Flamethrower? But that is a charge combo in Ice Ruins West. I do not know... Okay, MightyCaesar's last save was after main power bombs, so it was not a large time loss. Yeah, it looked orange enough to be Flamethrower for the moment, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. What we're looking for at this point is Plasma Beam, but Gollop finds an extra backup power bomb in Phendrana Canyon. Alright, MightyCaesar going to take another stab at Magma Pool. Gets the Scan Dash. And inside Magma Pool, there is more missiles. We'll now see Training Chamber access. Which is even more missiles. With another set of missiles in Training Chamber, so this is the Magma Pool Training Chamber Missile Emporium. And MightyCaesar nailing the second Scan Dash to get out, and is pretty much home free from that area. Next stop for Gollop looks to be probably a quick check of Chapel of the Elders. We'll see if they choose to IS, for the item in Chapel. What's up there in the lighthouse? I could not see that. Yeah, it makes sense to at least get the Training Chamber neighborhood out of the way. It has, in a weekly, had Phazon Suit once. Although, to be fair, that weekly was like 4 or 5 months ago, and that was still back in Bash's Rando, so... Alright, so MightyCaesar is now going to, I believe this is Security Cave. Yep, Security Cave. So now we're going to see MightyCaesar do the Phendrana dive. So in this particular case, MightyCaesar is going to gain a little bit of time on Gollop, courtesy of that Gravity Suit. Oops, looks like Gollop missed a bomb there. Alright, we're getting our chapel check now, and it is... I think that might be a visor. Yep, that's a visor, alright. Thermal would bring in a lot of logical questions right now. Because Thermal would put into logic Thardus from the back way, and Frigate, which we do know we can reach. And yep, down goes Mama Sheegoth due to one precision power bomb. And the visor is Thermal. Alright, so yeah, Thardus is in play, Frigate is in play, which the logical path to Frigate from Phendrana, again, accounting for the fact that the elevator pathing has to take you back to places, if they're needed. The way back to Frigate in this case right now would be to take the Thardus elevator to Energy Core, which is right in front of Zoid. And then you could go to Reflecting Pool from Far Phendrana. That will take you to... Cargo Freight Lift to Deck Gamma. And then with this equipment, you could proceed through Frigate. Although MightyCaesar, if he were to do that, would have Boost in tow, and then can access Great Tree Upper on top of it, out of logic. With Power Bombs and Boost, however, Life Grove is in play. Alright, we're gonna get the Ice Ruins... I didn't see what the other check in Ice Ruins East was. But we're going to get to see up top the Spider Track, and it is Super Missiles. So Super Missiles are locked by Spider Ball. Interesting logical conundrum we may have here. But we're going to get another elevator to look at here, Phendrana Shorelines, and we'll see where this takes us. This takes us to Life Grove. How convenient! Unfortunately, inconvenient for Gollop because they are missing Boost. Although, Boost is on Ghosts. Oh wow, this is really intriguing. Now, granted, we can also get to Life Grove through Frigate through the Cargo Freight Lift elevator, so it's not necessarily... Just because an elevator takes you to an area doesn't mean the game expects that's the path you should take. Alright, but that's MightyCaesar's various suit. So yeah, I think right now, given our equipment, I think we actually have to do exactly what I just described, is go to Cargo Freight Lift through Energy Core, from Energy Core to Far Chozo. And I think, did Gollop take a safety save before checking this elevator? Yes. Alright, so looks like it's a energy tank in front of Life Grove. And Gollop, realizing that they do not have Boost, has reset. But yeah, MightyCaesar is going to just go ahead and trek through labs here as well. Oh! Looks like Gollop had a warp to start crash there. Um, Unfortunately, that is something that can happen, but luckily the safety save was before the warp to start crash. I wonder if it's tied to, say, warping to start too quickly. I wonder if the game needs to actually work a little bit after a reload. Because that is something I have noticed in the warp to start crash scenarios, is that usually warp to start crashes tend to occur right after a reset. I think we had one particular race either this week or last where there were two consecutive warp to start crashes. All right. Meanwhile, waiting for Gollop to come back on up. All right. MightyCaesar is now going to attempt to avoid the control tower fight and succeeds. Yeah, so right now MightyCaesar is just via movement and earlier gravity suit with boost. Is getting a significant movement advantage over Gollop at this time. So he will be catching up and be pretty hot on Gollop's heels in just a few minutes. Also, Observatory had nothing. I don't know if we brought that up earlier. Excuse me, you're blocking the path to the door. Thank you. See, now I just get nervous every time I see somebody try to warp to start. But it looks like Gollop's next stop is Frigate. Might be a quick pit stop to Overgrown Cavern as well. Maybe check the elevator too. It is definitely a good idea to write down your elevators in Elevator Randomizer, because you can sometimes just get the very convenient route of elevators that just takes you like from your last artifact, like practically directly to Artifact Temple if you're lucky. That was the race that had that. Alright, MightyCaesar is now going to double check the last artifact, which I think is the one in his case in... it's not Upper Furnace, because he got that already. What's the artifact MightyCaesar is missing right now? Because I'm pretty sure he got Frozen Pike, Frost Cave, and Security Cave already, so... Alright, Gollop has completed the Frigate Crash Site climb. Ooh, that was almost a perfect power bomb. Overgrown Cavern having a missile expansion. And this elevator takes us to Shore Tunnel. Okay, so that's a few items. That's actually pretty much all of mid and front of Magmore. Look like an energy tank down there. Unfortunately, Gollop is also down a power bomb right now, so cannot actually pick that E-tank up in Shore Tunnel. And yeah, now we can definitely confirm that that's Flamethrower down there in Ice Ruins West. Alright, next stop for Gollop is going to probably be Warrior Shrine. If not, make a mad dash immediately to Lava Lake. And Triclops Pit, but it looks like they're going for Warrior Shrine first. Also, I don't know which layer item triggers the layer change, but there's already flying pirates in Monitor Station. Alright, so Gollop making a quick pit stop to transport Tunnel A to pick up the item and probably check the elevator. The control tower fight, thank you. Transport Tunnel C. Transport Tunnel C, that's the tunnel that leads to the Farfandrana elevator near Workstation, right? If I'm reading my notes correct, if I'm taking a educated guess at that. Alright, missile expansion in Upper Warrior Shrine. And Upper Fiery Shores contains yet more missiles. Alright, we're starting to find an alarmingly large number of missiles. Gollop got a power bomb from someplace in Fandrana, I want to say. Was it Talon Transport Tunnel C? Because I'm pretty sure it read Magmore Caverns Transport Tunnel C. And where did this say it's going? Fandrana drifts south... what now? Whoops, that Magmore's in a bad spot. But yeah, I could not read at all what that elevator said. I just saw south, and then that's about it. Alright, MightyCaesar now most likely can go grab Thermal Visor here. I can't see him passing it at this point. Yeah, actually, it's funny, it's funny, because back in earlier versions of the Randovania, the room names were not listed on the elevator titles, so, it was a real challenge guessing which room would be which, because there were, for example, two rooms in, like, Aegon or Torvis that both had the name Controller Access. Alright, looks like Storage Cavern was a missile tank, so no need for that. Triclops Pit also irrelevant. Oh wait, this is Storage Cavern, hold on. Wrong area. Yeah, Triclops Pit had a missile, this is an energy tank, which Gollop will not say no to right now, given the circumstances. And I think this is just going to be a direct route through to Lava Lake and to check the elevator. Alright, Thermal for MightyCaesar, and we'll see where he chooses to go next after this, although I think it's probably going to be in a similar direction here. Where did Shorelines go to again? Life Grove. Now, if MightyCaesar goes to Life Grove, he will be able to get out and actually proceed all the way through. We might even see a bar skip. Because, yeah, right now, that Ghost Boost Ball is a big deal. Oh, Spider Ball in Lava Lake. There you go. And that puts Supers in Logic, which then puts the that would then put the boost ball in logic from Ghosts. Alright, MightyCaesar's thinking about this one, and is going to go to Life Grove. Alright, let's see how MightyCaesar chooses to route this. There's a few checks we can make here. There's 2 elevators, assuming MightyCaesar chooses bar skip. There's all of Frigate, the other check's in Frigate, the other check in Life Grove for that matter, and Life Grove Tunnel, as well as Great Tree Chamber, which is out of logic until we find X-Ray. Do they have any mines access? We don't know. We haven't seen any elevators in that direction. Alright, so looks like Gollop found the Tower of Light access elevator. No doubts as to where that can be. Oh right, the other Life Grove check is the artifact. That's right, that's the one MightyCaesar doesn't have yet. Wait a minute. Oh yeah. Alright, we're gonna get the Life Grove Tunnel here. Oh well, as soon as MightyCaesar stops getting Life Grove tunneled. Oh, Plasma Beam and Life Grove Tunnel. That is locked by Boost Ball. Flagra required 2 times over. That is a pretty big deal. We are now basically in Phazon Suit Go mode here. But Gollop in the meantime picking up the main power bomb. Great Tree Chamber has nothing. Well, has missiles. Nothings are not in this item pool. Spider Ball was in... Gollop picked it up. It was in... Triclops Pit. Not Triclops. No, it wasn't Triclops Pit. It was in... Lava Lake. Thank you, chat. I did not see where the elevator went. That MightyCaesar just checked. Although it looks like it was more interesting getting the power bomb. Alright, MightyCaesar is attempting bar skip, having a little bit of trouble. Oh, that looked good. Meanwhile, Gollop just clearing out the training chamber neighborhood. West Furnace access, okay. So, basically near Farchozo. Alright, we're gonna get the Hydro Access Tunnel, which is yet another grapple beam. Alright, actually, that's gonna be it for MightyCaesar's Frigate Dive, because he has already checked Cargo Freight Lift and does not have supers, so Biohazard Containment is off the table. And the main quarry elevator takes us to the Phazon Mines map station. Which, if I'm not mistaken, the map station is... You know what? It's been ages since I've actually done mines properly. I actually don't remember. Gollop, meanwhile, checking Upper Dynamo. Which has just some energy. It's the room after Ventilation Shaft, okay. Yeah, so this is going to put Mighty Caesar in Farchozo, which means he is right around the corner to check Elder Chamber. Unfortunately, this doesn't put him anywhere near Spider Ball, which may not be a necessity right now. But yeah, this is another check for Mighty Caesar, and I think Gollop is also heading back towards the direction of Farchozo as well. Probably to check the other elevators, as they have not been here yet, I don't think. Yeah, they definitely haven't been there because Crossway had Gravity Suit, which I'm pretty sure Gollop's going to be mildly annoyed at seeing. Not gonna lie. But this is going to be Gollop's 5th artifact, I want to say. Also, I guess nothing of importance in Elder Chamber. Just more missiles. And I think Mighty Caesar's going to go ahead and check the other reflecting pool elevator for us, but we have a way into mines now. So we can access all areas of the world. Magmore Cavern, South Core Tunnel. Okay, not exactly sure where that is. Alright, but now Gollop is going to attempt to pick up Gravity Suit here in Crossway. Which, again, I'm pretty sure they're wishing they had that about 30 minutes ago. And where does this put us? This puts us, it looks like, next to Workstation. It's Plasma Processing. There you go. And Plasma Processing is actually doable for Mighty Caesar. Even though he does not have Spider Ball, you can use standable terrain. Yeah, Gollop right now still currently, with doing the Farchozo check, still not anywhere, not doing Flogra, which we do know is required for Plasma Beam. For both the artifact and the boost ball off ghosts. But yeah, there you go. A nice standable terrain jump, and there you go. Up to the top end of Geothermal Core. Whoops! That's Prime 1 physics for you. Once you go sliding off, it is pretty hard to recover. And Plasma Processing is nothing. Just more missiles. And I think Mighty Caesar's next stop is Workstation, which gives us 2 more elevators to look at. I think after this elevator, these 2 elevators, there's only 1 unknown elevator, and I think it's the PPC elevator, if I'm reading my notes correctly. And it was a power bomb in, not Triclops, Pit, Workstation. So we're going to now see the debris elevator. And this takes us to Elder Hall access, so far, Chozo. Which is, in Mighty Caesar's case, not really going to do any more favors at this moment. the other elevator in the meantime takes us to... Artifact Temple! Well, wouldn't that have been convenient if we had Phazon Suitor already? I like how it didn't even say Talon Overworld Artifact Temple. It just said Artifact Temple. The last artifact is... It's not Main Plaza. I'm pretty sure they got that one already. Whoops, collision issues. Yeah, it's a vanilla start, so Artifact Temple's not only going to be good for the end of the game. MightyCaesar... I think actually MightyCaesar is missing the Upper Furnace artifact, because at the time he did not have Spider Ball. Still doesn't have Spider Ball, but is heading in the direction of Spider Ball, which we know is in Lava Lake. Now, what's actually going to be a pretty big insult here to both runners is, in fact, if Phazon Suit is in Biohazard Containment, because we know where Super Missiles are. They're in Ice Ruins East. South Quarantine Tunnel, that's what it said. So that's near Thardus for sure. The artifact that Gollop is missing is... Give me a minute. Give me a minute here. This, we got those artifacts so early. Are supers logically required for ghosts? In this scenario, I would say yes. Because the only way... Well, actually, you could have held off on doing... yeah, logically, supers are required. Alright, oh, Gollop's trying to peek Biohazard Containment. I think you have to look at it from the left side. Because I cannot see it. You can see the item in Biohazard Containment without X-ray, but it's extremely precise. There's a bit of a crack in the left side of the doorway. But yeah, no, Phazon Suit and Biohazard would be probably the greatest insult to our runners at this time. Just because, again, we know supers are in Ice Ruins East. There wasn't anything else particularly important that I think was plasma locked. Shorelines didn't have anything. Ice Ruins West was Flamethrower. I think Ice Ruins East, the encased item, was an energy tank. That's the one. Gollop's missing the Flogger artifact. Because, yeah, Sun Chamber has an artifact. And Boost Ball, which we now know is pretty much, I wouldn't say unavoidable, but given that Plasma's in Life Grove Tunnel, and unless you want to do some obnoxious bomb jumping, yeah, we're probably going to need that. Alright, Gollop meanwhile checking this is going to be the Mines Map Station elevator. Well, they're thinking about it. They're gonna go to the mines map station. Yeah, I don't remember where this is, so at least now this will finally put this to rest. I think I don't remember if getting the map actually reveals the elevators to you in Prime 1. Alright, Mighty Caesar is about to get to Lava Lake and retrieve Spider Ball. Alright, where are we? Okay, yeah, we are in Ventilation Shaft now. I see where we are. But yeah, at this point, I would say the next thing Mighty Caesar's probably thinking about doing is grabbing super missiles. And in the meantime, Gollop is on their way to Central Dynamo, which contains... Is that Phazon Suit? I think that's Phazon Suit. Or is it X-Ray? Oh, it's X-Ray Visor. That's still pretty big news, because that puts OP into logic. Unfortunately, not for Gollop, because again, no Plasma Beam. And right now, Gollop's got to fight the Cloaked Drone with no advanced detection methods, but succeeds. And yeah, I can see that now. No rotation in the item, that is definitely X-Ray. This maze doesn't look brilliant right now, just from that initial angle. Let's see how we get. Whoops. Nope, not that way. Alright, the water puddle is 18. This is a bad maze. That was a 41 or 43 square maze. So yeah, that maze can be... It's an odd number of squares between, I think... And I always get my numbers mixed up. It's either 15 and 57, 15 and 55, or 17 and 57, not counting 53. But yeah, no, the maze, that was a pretty bad maze regardless. Anything in the upper 30s or beyond is pretty bad. If you, under ideal circumstances, you want a, 25 square maze or less. Meanwhile, we're going to get an MQA check. Often a spot where Plasma Beam tends to show up, but not going to be the case, I don't think, today. Mighty Caesar, meanwhile, is not being sure to leave no stone unturned and check Upper Dynamo. Somehow that missile bounced off the door. And what is up there in MQA? Whatever it was, Gollop was not interested. Alright, so we'll see how what the next play is. Ooh, Gollop took a bit of a beating there, down to 250 HP. Well, folks, at this point, we are basically in a, what my friends in the Majora's Mask Randomizer community would call a casino here, where we are looking for Phazon Suit, and it can be just about anywhere. Except Phazon Mining Tunnel and Tower of Light. Oh yeah, we haven't seen Main Plaza Tree yet either. Yeah, the Supers checks are very much suspect right now. But MightyCaesar, on the other hand, is just going to go ahead and pick up this last artifact here. It's really unfortunate that I don't think Phazon Suit at this point is anywhere near the workstation wave elevator. Because unfortunately, that elevator leads directly back to Artifact Temple, which would be great for speed. Unfortunately, there's nothing near there that would persuade MightyCaesar to head towards that elevator. Alright, we're seeing Gollop attempt the out of bounds here for Arbor Chamber. Seeing that cargo freight lift might have just made MightyCaesar think about biohazard containment. Gollop's looking for the ceiling to get into, or the gap in the ceiling to get into Arbor Chamber. Where is the ceiling for this? I think it's actually further backwards. Supers are in Ice Ruins East, which are locked by Spider Ball. Specifically the Spider Ball item, not the ice item. So yeah, it looks like, if I'm reading my notes correctly, the way the seed was expecting you to handle things was to... I think MightyCaesar's getting a little discombobulated here because of elevators, so I do not blame him. Alright, Gollop just went down the elevator to Transport Tunnel B, which will take him back to Phendrana. Which, now that they have Spider, this is most likely a play for super missiles. So yeah, if I'm reading my notes correctly, in your first Chozo dive, you were expected to get gravity out of Crossway, as well as your early stuff: bombs, morph ball, space jump, wave and ice. Take the security cave elevator, hold on. The vault elevator takes you to security cave, so you can clear out Far Phendrana with gravity suit, get just about everything you need there. And from the Thardus elevator, you can go back to Chozo. So that's a way you can get back after you've gotten... You needed to get to Magmore to get Spider Ball. So your way to Magmore was through... It wasn't through the Overgrown Cavern elevator, because that elevator is effectively one way. And logically one way, because the Frigate Crash Site climb is not in logic. So just ignore the short Overgrown Cavern to Short Tunnel elevator. Let's see. The Transport Tunnel A elevator is already in Magmore, so that doesn't really help us. One of the Reflecting Pool elevators takes us to Magmore. The Reflecting Pool Ice non-save station elevator takes us to the South Core Tunnel, which is near Geothermal Core. So that's your way into Magmore, and you basically proceed your way all the way through. Wait. Don't that need Spider Ball to get back the other way? Or wait, no. You don't need that with Gravity Suit. With Gravity Suit going the other way. So I think the game was expecting you to do a long Magmore Caverns tour to go all the way to Lava Lake for Spider Ball. And then the Lava Lake elevator takes you to... I actually don't think I have Lava Lake written down. Oops. Far Phendrana, that's right. It takes you to the South Quarantine. No, that's Fiery Shores. I don't know what lighthouse was. Neither runner scanned it, because there is a scan point that tells you what's in there now. We're gonna get a storage cave check now. Do I still have eyebrows? I certainly got blinded by the light. And then, going back to the logic chain here, after picking up Spider Ball, you gotta go back to Ice Ruins East for supers, which requires you to go through, let's see. Well, with Spider Ball, you can access the workstation elevators. So you can use the workstation debris elevator to get back to Farchozo, and then from Farchozo, you can get back to Phendrana to retrieve your super missiles. And then... yeah, the thing about one-way elevators is it needs to make sure that there is still a logical path to get items in the chain, because it doesn't account for warp to starts. We might be seeing a Thardus play from both runners in a second here. Oh, Gollop's definitely fighting Thardus. And we'll see if MightyCaesar chooses to follow suit here. And that looks to be a pretty hard yes. Unfortunately, not a particularly large reserve of power bombs on Gollop's end, so isn't able to power bomb the first half, the first two rocks, without making the end quick. Now, MightyCaesar does have an armament advantage here in this fight, as Plasma Beam does deal extra damage to Thardus, and Charged Plasma already does 100 damage as is. Ooh. Bit of an audio hiccup there. Gollop, though, getting a nice super missile snipe. So actually, we're pretty much neck and neck here on this Thardus fight. Unfortunately, Thardus is not the final boss of the game. Super missiles are 180 damage. So they are very powerful. They just burn up all of your missiles. Oop, I thought for a minute that Thardus went through the wall and caused a soft lock on Gollop's screen, but thankfully not the case. I think the Thardus weakness is 1.5 times to Plasma. The same way as Prime Exo is 1.5 times weak to Ice Beam. Alright, so it looks like Gollop has actually pulled ahead a little bit of MightyCaesar in the Thardus fight here, because it is now the final phase, and with one well-timed power bomb, both runners are going to be ending this fight in just about 20 seconds. This is going to be a very interesting Phazon suit hunt. Although, if Phazon suit happens to be here, then it's pretty much GG in favor of MightyCaesar. And it's another grapple beam. Phazon suit hunts, folks. You try and make the gamble play thinking you'll get something good, and this happens. Alright, Gollop is going down the quarantine cave elevator, which will take us to... that'll take them back to Chozo, to Zoid. MightyCaesar, meanwhile, is going to be going for super missiles. It's something along the lines of... Thardos was going to initially be like the boss of Magmor in development, but they decided to scoot him to Fendrana. And on the subject of there being an Ice and Fire Guardian... Oh, also MightyCaesar choosing to get Flamethrower. But on the concept of an ice and rock monster, they would bring the concept back in Prime Hunters. There would be a lava creature on Alinos and a ice-based creature of the same design on Arctera. And they were each guarding, I think, a special... one of the universal weapons. But that is supers for MightyCaesar, as Gollop, meanwhile, is going to check the rest of Far Chozo. Is heading in the... which is... Okay, yeah, this is the South Core Tunnel elevator, which is in Magmor. Well, it looks like whatever was in the lighthouse wasn't Phazon suit, because MightyCaesar's not getting it, but he is heading to Chozo Ice Temple for the plasma check here. If it is not here... I'm trying to think what we have left at this point. We've got pretty much the entirety of mines. Minus Phazon Mining Tunnel. Courtyard tree, or main plaza tree, excuse me. Courtyard doesn't have a tree. What else do we have in... Where was Plasma? It was in Life Grove Tunnel. It is locked by Boost Ball, which is on Chozo Ghosts. Sun Chamber Ghosts. Alright, MightyCaesar is heading to... where is he going? Alright, Gollop looks like it's, is going to be save warping out. Oh yeah, we still got Biohazard Containment. We completely, we had to skip that one over since Supers were stupidly late to the party today. Alright, let's see. Gollop heading for Frigate. This might be a full Frigate dive. For a Biohazard Containment check. And MightyCaesar might be choosing to... let me think. MightyCaesar's going back to... Oh, to check Research Lab Hydra. Alright, Gollop is climbing Frigate Crash Site again. The Frigate Crash Site elevator led to Magmor again, Shore Tunnel. So, I don't think this is where they're going for. But, we'll see. Alright, here's our Hydra check. It is more missiles. Well, we're certainly not going to be short of ammunition for the Metroid Prime fight later. I think Mighty Caesar's just taking a minute to think this through. How does he want to plan this out? Vanilla Phazon has not been checked. The only section of mines that we have seen so far are the areas near the map station, which would be Ventilation Shaft, Central Dynamo, and Metroid Quarantine A. So that's all we've seen so far. The entirety of mines is open to us, since we know X-Ray was in Central Dynamo. But Mighty Caesar has not yet been to mines. The mines elevator was the one in, actually near Life Grove, so that is why Mighty Caesar is likely heading back to Shoreline. Somehow that ice ball still hit Samus. But yeah, from Life Grove, Mighty Caesar has a pretty easy track to the Great Tree Chamber elevator, which is the one that not Great Tree Chamber, excuse me, the Frigate exit elevator, which will lead to Lower Mines, Lower Tree. Just for trolling Phazon and Processing Center access, it is entirely possible. Nothing's stopping it at this point. Alright, so yeah, Upper Tree we know leads to West Furnace, which I don't think that's where Mighty Caesar wants to go. Yep, that's going to be the map station for Mighty Caesar. Oh, he's going for biohazard containment first. Makes sense. Again, you don't want to leave this behind. In case you might actually be done here, because this actually, all things considering for Mighty Caesar, would not be a bad place for Phazon Suit. Because then it's just go back through Frigate, or save warp out of Frigate even, and puts you straight in front of Artifact Temple. Alright, Gollop meanwhile going back through Energy Core again. Now, Gollop tried to peek Biohazard. I don't know if they saw what was in here. And it was not Phazon Suit. Alright, I think it's time we go to... Well, Mighty Caesar's continuing to climb out of Frigate climb back out of Frigate through the back, so it looks like he's not interested in mines yet. But Gollop is heading in the direction of... I think this is towards, Flagra. This is pretty much all they can do at this point, because they can't get Plasma without boost, since it's in Life Grove Tunnel. Alright, we're seeing the Plaza Tree. Moment of truth. Is it here or is it in Lower Mines? It is not here. It is in Mines. I think. Yeah, the Artifact Gollop is missing his Sun Chamber. But yep, there's pretty much no other checks left. I think we are pretty much definitely going to Mines now. Yeah, you know, given the fact that the elevators had a mines elevator, it makes sense. Now, one question would be, if we do go to mines, will Mighty Caesar check the map station to see where the other two elevators lead? Because we do not know where the Quarry and PPC elevators actually lead. Because one-way elevator shenanigans. Interestingly, also, no sign of Wave Buster. But yep. Geez, I'm getting tired. That's no good. Gollop is going for Reverse Flagra, which will make at least the next 5 minutes or so relatively easy. We've already seen the rest of Farfandrana, I think. Oh, Gollop got disrupted on the way up and has to climb back up. Luckily, the sandstone blocks reload. I think... I'm trying to think here. What's the, is there anything else we've missed in Farfandrana? No, I don't think so. We've seen Frost Cave. We've seen Security Cave because we had an elevator going straight to it. We've seen Storage Cave. We've seen Gravity Chamber. We've seen Hydra. We've seen all of Labs. Yeah, I think we've basically full cleared the game outside of Mines. Because there weren't any Supers checks in Magmore that we may have missed. What MightyCaesar might do here is... MightyCaesar might choose to fight Ridley. Oh, never mind. Yeah, what's the fastest way to Mines from here? Mines was in the... yeah, Great Tree Low elevator. But it looks like MightyCaesar's gonna go for Main Plaza Tree first. Yeah, I think both runners are just studiously avoiding Mines, and unfortunately, I think now that we know what we're down to, no two ways around it. Thankfully, Rune Fountain doesn't want to kill anybody now, since it's no longer, the water's no longer poisonous. Also, as I've just now realized, this room is obnoxiously dark when you go to it in a random elevator because the plasmites aren't loaded. There's 2 elevators in Phazon Mines. Oh, there's one elevator that leads to Mines. Yes, it's the lower tree elevator. Yeah, there's 2 elevators in Mines that we have not seen. Where does Main Plaza lead to? Transport access north. So that leads towards Vault, which leads to Security Cave. Yeah, MightyCaesar, we're on random elevators. This, yeah, that's not going to take you to Canyon. It does take you right next to Security Cave, which from there takes you... yeah. I think it's just now clicking with MightyCaesar that he needs to go to Mines. And at 9:21, so about 23 minutes ago, MightyCaesar put in the race time room Maze of a Seed. And now Gollop is returning to Flagra to retrieve Boost. Alright, so Vault to Security Cave, right? Yeah. Wave and Ice were in Lower Furnace and Nursery. Bombs they were pretty convenient. They were in... You know what? I don't even remember either. This'll take a minute. But yep, that's Gollop's boost ball, and I don't know how happy they are to see that. Because that's going to basically put everything they had to pass up earlier back in play. Certainly Life Grove's going to come into their mind, in which case they will stumble upon Plasma soon enough. Oh, Transport Tunnel B had bombs, thank you. Yeah, it looks like MightyCaesar's going to go down to Energy Core, which unfortunately this is not the right way either. So it looks like he's just going to go straight on through to the Shoreline elevator. Unfortunately, both runners have already fought Thardus, virtually simultaneously, I might add. Unfortunately, it was just another grapple beam. If you're wondering what the blue circles on MightyCaesar's screen are, because I see a couple of questions in chat on it, MightyCaesar is using an eye tracker, just so that way you folks at home can see what he's looking at on his screen. Space Jump was in Watery... No, it wasn't. It was in, where was Space Jump? Someplace that we could see it. Ruined Shrine. Vanilla Morph Ball. Alright, Gollop heading back to the Reflecting Pool elevators. So, for the last 20 minutes or so, it's basically been a wild ring around the rosy, just trying to find the right elevator that leads to mines. Did they check Vanilla Ice? Yes, Vanilla Ice Spreader. There was actually an elevator that led straight to it. And it was not an important item. Now, I'm trying to remember... yeah, Fendrana Shoreline led to Life Grove. Gollop is going down... Which elevator is this? Is this the core tunnel, or is this... This is Cargo Freight Lift. So this is going to put... actually, this is going to put them in the direction of Life Grove. It's a bit of a walk, but it's still not... it's still in the right direction. And yep, MightyCaesar finally going to take the dive into mines. Pretty much no other options at this point. Oh yeah, because apparently we've already been to Biohazard Containment. There's extra tentacles in here. Alright, I think MightyCaesar might be checking the map to see where... Oh, MightyCaesar is not going to check to see where the other elevators lead. At the very least, this does give him a chance to get his bearings. Actually, yeah, if MightyCaesar came in here without a power bomb in his inventory, that would have actually been a soft lock. A dangerous soft lock at that. Alright, so MightyCaesar saw the missiles in Vent Shaft. And is going to head towards Central Dynamo to pick up X-Ray. At this point, it's pretty, it's a little more simpler to just go ahead and zip through lower mines. And just fight OP and then come out through PPC and check the rest of upper mines that way. Is X-Ray hard required for Omega Pirate? Yes, you absolutely cannot defeat Omega Pirate without X-Ray. Alright, now Gollop had a pretty bad Central Dynamo Maze. Let's see how this one plays out. This one does not look a lot better, honestly, based on where that upper right puddle was. Yep, this one's bad too. I think that puddle marks 36. 43 squares. Basically about as bad as Gollop's. So yeah, Central Dynamo rude today. Yeah, as chat points out, appropriate given that it's already a maze seed. But yeah, Gollop about to get the very bad news that Plasma Beam is chilling right here. Unfortunately, they are getting Life Grove tunneled again. Yeah, the collision in Life Grove tunnel can be a huge pain. But there's Plasma for Gollop. Alright, we already know MQA is not Phazon suit. The Prime 2 has a different quirk with Morph Ball physics. It has to do with elevators, not elevators, with half pipes giving you different control schemes, and the game needing a second or two to take control, to switch control schemes. Essentially adjusting it so that it's easier for you to stay on the half pipe. Alright, well, after almost 2 hours, we are finally going to see the entire rest of mines, and both runners are actually now pretty close together. With Gollop having already cleared Central Dynamo, they are probably just going to go ahead and zip straight over to OP. Now, what would be actually even more insulting is that if Phazon Suit was not here... Oh, that hunter decided to play rude. Looks like MightyCaesar's trying to use standable collision, standable terrain to avoid going all the way back up. Yeah, I don't know if, Ooh, yeah, MightyCaesar's clearly able to get, some standable terrain here. There he goes. And next up, the good old Phazon mining tunnel, the one room in the game where Phazon Suit can never be. In this logic. Watch it have Wave Buster. Nope, it's missiles. Yeah, the good thing about Charged Plasma here is it does pretty much make mincemeat out of all the Metroids. And what is that down there in Fungal Hall B? Is that Phazon? Yep, it is. Not a moment too soon, because Mighty Caesar is right in front of Metroid Quarantine B. And with that, folks, Mighty Caesar has entered Go mode at 152.30. Looks like we're being joined by with a raid from fellow tournament participant Lenifus. Welcome aboard, folks. You are joining us at what is now the tail end of the Metroid Prime Randomizer tournament race. Where are we right now? What elevator did Gollop just take? I assume it was PPC, which led to the front of labs again. But yeah, this was quite a bonkers of a maze seed. We're just wrapping up now, but as it turns out, oh, and Gollop bailed on mines, which means they're not going to hit Phazon Suit in a timely manner. I think that is going to give Mighty Caesar the win on this one. Courtyard was nothing special. We were also wondering about Main Plaza Tree for a while, but it was only a power bomb expansion. So yeah, the logic expected you to, using the one-way elevators, go from Talon to Chozo, get a few things, go to Magmore via, let me see, via Far Chozo, I want to say. Yeah, via Far Chozo, to go get Spider Ball in Lava Lake, which was requiring you to go virtually the entirety of Magmore, because the elevator that took you to Magmore from Reflecting Pool took you outside Geothermal Core. You then take Spider Ball, and let's see here. You take Spider Ball, and you go to I want to say Phendrana. You can also go back to Chozo from Workstation. And with Spider Ball, you can get Super Missiles in Ice Ruins East, and to get to Phendrana, you can go through a elevator in Vault, which would take you to Security Cave. With Spider Ball in tow, you can go get Supers, which was needed because Sun Chamber Ghosts had Boost Ball. And to get back to Chozo from Phendrana, by logic, you had to go... let me see. You had to go from the Thardus elevator to Energy Core, which is right outside Zoid. By the way, in the time it took me to explain that, Mighty Caesar's already defeated Ridley. So, yeah, Boost Ball's a little overpowered on the flying phase. But Mighty Caesar had excellent A, RNG, and B, although it's not really RNG for Ridley's attack patterns, as I was recently enlightened to, but excellent snipes as a result as well. But that is going to be it for Ridley, and now it's the Impact Crater fight. And yep, with 120 missiles and 8 energy tanks, all 3 suits, and Ice Spreader supers in tow, this should be a relatively smooth EXO. Mighty Caesar just making sure that Jack and Jill don't get in the way down here. But Gollop, in the meantime, is going back to check all the plasma checks elsewhere in the world before returning to mines. So again, yeah, it's going to send them miles away from Phazon Suit. Alright, so, Jack was taken out by that first power bomb, and the second one took out Jesse and Jill. Yeah, the first two Metroids, Fission Metroids, we call Jack and Jill. The third and fourth ones we call Jesse and James. Because all four of them go blasting off again. Oh yeah, by the way, Exo's weak to Flamethrower in power form. When in doubt, improvise. That Flamethrower was found in Ice Ruins West. Alright, meanwhile, Gollop is back in Geothermal Core. And is going to go do Plasma Processing. Alright, so it looks like, yeah, Gollop's just making the way up Plasma Processing. MightyCaesar is into Subchamber 3 now. We do apologize, it's getting a little stuttery. I think MightyCaesar's machine might be getting a little bit tired. Which also goes to say for the rest of us here, because, yeah, this has been a long seed. Alright, so it looks like MightyCaesar's having a little trouble with the snipes as well. Still has more than half of his missiles remaining, so it should be pretty good here going into Subchamber 4 in just a minute or so. Oop, that shot was a little early. Phazon Suit was in Fungal Hall B. So, not a terrible spot, given there was an elevator to the mines map station, but given that it was all mines was good for today, still not brilliant. Because, yeah, I'm pretty sure there was nothing else X-ray locked besides the path to Fungal Hall B. Which X-ray was also conveniently just chilling in Central Dynamo. Alright, where is this elevator to? This is back to Ruined Fountain, I think Gollop's going to. But yeah, we're in Subchamber 4 here for MightyCaesar, and anything goes. Beams can swap randomly. Exo can charge fast. And I think that's actually what's happening right now. The Exo can just, like, speed up randomly. Alright, I think there's still 2 more forms left. And I think this is actually the last one. And yep, that is going to do it for Exo for MightyCaesar. So far, Mighty Caesar's been having some pretty good final bosses. Alright, Mighty Caesar's just gonna grab some extra health. Alright, let's see what strategy Mighty Caesar attempts to use to circumvent Essence here. So, is he going to go for pool cancels, or is he going to just go with standard attack cancels? He is going for standard attack cancels. Essence in pretty good position at the moment to not get pool skip for the second attack. Oh. And Gollop, after checking security, storage cave rather, has performed a reset. I'm fairly certain their last safety save was recent. Yeah, 136 in-game time, so it couldn't have been that long ago. Alright, so it looks like Mighty Caesar just got pool skipped over there. If Essence is too close to the body, she will just go ahead and shift visors without... nice collision detection. She will go ahead and shift visors without dropping a pool, at which point you gotta wait it out a little bit. Alright, so with Essence's health being so low, we'll see if Mighty Caesar begins doing the pool cancel strategy. And it looks like that's what he's doing, repeatedly entering and exiting the pool in order to get a few extra shots off the Phazon beam. And with just the last couple of shots, that is going to do it. Mighty Caesar finishes this race in first place with an official race time GG time of 2:04:56. Well played by Mighty Caesar. He will now rise to 3-2 following this fifth round.
Hey.
Mighty Caesar, GG to you. Congratulations.
Thanks. That was a freaking maze if I've ever seen one.
Yes, it was. We took a few minutes.
Phazon.
Come again?
A single elevator to get to Phazon.
Yep. One elevator, and the path all the way around. You did early wild, which ended up working out really well in your favor today, since boost was A, on ghosts, and B, required for plasma beam.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and man, the X-ray and Phazon suit location was evil.
Yep, both in lower mines behind the Life Grove, not the Life Grove, the lower tree area elevator.
Mm-hmm. Which to get to logically required thermal visor, and thermal visor was, where was it again? Like,
Chapel.
It was on Wave Beam. Which required you to do reverse labs, and yeah.
Yeah, the logic was actually, if we're reading the logic correctly, we think the logic was expecting you to take Wave and Ice and use the Farchozo Reflecting Pool elevator to get to Geothermal Core, and go all the way through Magmore to get Spider Ball. You can then bail out of Magmore via the, if I can find it. With Spider, you can now go the other way to the Workstation Debris elevator, which can take you back to Chozo, at which point you can go to Security Cave, clear out Farfandrana, get Super Missiles, and then proceed from there.
Also, the Super Missiles were in an evil location, too.
Yes, they were.
Actually, very few things weren't evil.
But with the acquisition of Phazon Suit, Gollop has initiated a DNF and will not be finishing this race.
I was expecting it to be a fairly long seed because, one-way elevators between, or not even between areas, just one-way elevators is a good way to add on a long time.
Yeah, it was certainly interesting, especially considering that the other workstation elevator would have very conveniently slapped you straight in front of Artifact Temple.
Yeah, which is what made me think that, okay, so probably either Phazon or Spider Ball are going to be somewhere in Magmore when I saw that. But
Yeah, the Lava Lake Spider Ball, all things considering, was pretty rude because it did require you to go from Geothermal Core to Lava Lake. So, long walk. Another thing that gave you an edge, especially in the mobility department, is that you also went to Farchozo first and picked up Gravity Suit before dipping Farfendrana. Therefore, you had very little issue getting the artifact in Frost Cave.
yeah, though I wouldn't have had any issue with that even without Gravity Suit.
And the only missing thing that we didn't see on the tracker was Wavebuster, but we're about to see it in your credits right now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. I'm also just looking at your credits. One of the grapples was in PCA. And where was Wavebuster? Let's have a look. Wavebuster was in Security Access A, so Upper Mines.
Yeah.
Well, we have extended the invitation to Gollop for an interview, but we are not sure if they have chosen to accept.
Yeah. I don't think they normally interview, but I could be wrong about that.
They don't, but of course we do always extend the invitation out of courtesy.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, any other thoughts on that maze?
Which one? The maze or the maze?
The maze, your 43 square central dynamo maze.
Uh, I barely glanced at it, and I almost did it perfectly, just from interpolation, but then I took one wrong turn.
Yeah, Gollop's maze wasn't any better. I think Gollop's maze was also 43 squares.
That's two very long mazes.
Oh yeah, no, they were both very, very bad. But yeah, from a movement perspective, you also had very little. You nailed early wildlike in just a couple of tries, which is already that is what the main thing that gave you the biggest edge up. But
Oh yeah, having that spider ball, or not the spider ball, the boost ball, like that's great for movement. It's also great for being able to get places. Though I did have to then store in my mind for the rest of the race that, okay, boost ball is there, so there's at least that which is going to be required, or that which is going to require the spider ball, other than just the artifact. So something else could be on there. It could require it too.
yeah, I actually just realized that I think the game was expecting you to double dip Fendrana because you needed to get. I just realized you can't exactly get to Geothermal Core from Geothermal Core to Lava Lake without Variasuit. So you were expected to go to the security cave elevator, go grab Varia out of Aether, get back to Chozo, go to Magmore through Reflecting Pool, then go get Spider Ball.
Yep.
Wow. I'm surprised this is only just now connecting in my head.
And don't forget, you're then supposed to go back to Fendrana again to get supers.
Yeah, logical triple dip of Fendrana.
Actually, did we need supers?
Yes, because ghosts boost.
Yes. Okay.
Ghost to boost to plasma. Yeah, Gollop had dived the Life Grove elevator to check it, but then upon realizing they did not have boost, had to reset out.
I'm glad that I did not suggest. I thought about suggesting a runners agreement to turn off warp to start.
Oh my.
That would have been hell.
Well, it certainly was a enjoyable experience for us here and for the folks at home. And you are now 3-2 going into round 6. How do you feel?
Uh, I I probably should have won both of the races that I lost, and it's just because I played sloppily. Uh, but I have had a lot of fun, and honestly, those losses are part of what make doing these tournaments interesting. Because even when you expect someone to win or lose, and anything can happen. Really, like I was actually expecting to lose this one because Gollop is usually better at routing than I am.
Indeed. Well, as the saying goes, Rando will Rando, and boy, did it Rando both of you pretty hard today.
Yeah.
Shoutouts to your final bosses as well. Your final bosses were, and you were both fought. Your final bosses were great, but the two of you were both fighting Thardus simultaneously.
Oh.
And this was after Gollop already dived Findrana the first time, because Gollop went to Findrana way earlier than you did. You chose to really stick in Chozo for a bit until you picked up Gravity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I didn't want to risk having to take a long path just to get back to Chozo, because I realized there was some sort of logic that forced me to get back there. And with one-way elevators, the best way I would have is to warp to start and then go to Chozo, which might set me back minutes, depending on how bad the elevators to get progression were.
Yeah, I've seen a common practice in one-way elevators to just clear out everything possible, just in case there becomes a possibility that you're not coming back. So, yeah, I'm just realizing your percentage completion is 63%. That's well above average that we see in a typical Prime Rando. Although, again, thank Phazon suit hunts.
Uh huh. And honestly, I was thinking, okay, this is the Randomania randomizer, so Phazon is going to be in Findrana or in Mines almost every time. Mines more likely than not, but uh, just held off on it for a long time because it was in such an awkward spot.
It was in an awkward and isolated spot more than anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because my choices were really go the route that I did, or go to, or warp to start and then go through frigate forwards. Neither of which are particularly uh,
Appealing.
enjoyable decisions.
Well, on that note, I think we are going to close out unless you have anything else you want to add.
Well, I would like to thank both you and Op for uh, commentating and tracking today.
No problem. Yes, Op82 has been our wonderful tracker this evening, pressing all the buttons to make sure you know who has what. Be sure to follow both of our runners, Gollop and MightyCaesar37. They have put on a fantastic show for you here on this Saturday evening in yet another race of the Prime Randomizer 2021 tournament. We are also going to go ahead and link the Discord in chat, as well as the schedule and brackets, so that way you folks can stay up to date on any further randomizer developments for all three Prime games, which Randovania now does have working programs for, although Prime 3
Though
is still in beta.
corruption is still very much in, I, I'd say alpha. But
It is workable though.
yeah, but yeah, make sure to follow Captain for great echoes and Elite Dangerous gameplay, and Op for multi-world Prime and echoes.
Indeed. And with that said, folks, thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your weekend. We have 2 more matches coming down the pipe for you tomorrow. They are at 3 p.m. and 4 p.m. Eastern Time on SpeedGaming's 4 and 3, respectively. Those matches are Metroid MST versus Trirex 67 and Alexis Nightfire versus Koshi. So again, that's 3 p.m. and 4 p.m. on SpeedGaming's 4 and 3, respectively. Thank you, folks, for watching. Have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll see you next mission. Take care, folks.